Welcome back to Hops and Hay and Cattle. Today we're cutting hay. Got the Kubota M6 131 hooked to our Kuhn GMD 800 G2. But if y'all, I don't know if all of y'all seen it, but there was a video back this winter of me disking a field. I turned the disc blade straight and I cut it, just kind of cut trenches in it. Well, this is that field, and it looks better now than it's looked in the last, for sure, 2 years, maybe 3. And I mean, it's still not no knee deep bahia, but as you can see, it's still probably 10 inches deep or so, 8 or 10 inches. The stems are nearly waist deep, but those stems don't really matter. When you're baling hay, those stems just crumble up. But this grass down here is where you get your yield from. It's all this bahia down in here, and it's thick. I mean, I've seen thicker, but it's a lot thicker than it used to be. Usually it's not very thick at all. And the last 3 years, I think the most we baled per cutting was like, last year I think we only baled 3 or 4 on this field. The second time we square baled it, and it seemed like we baled 170 square bales or something. But I bet there'll be at least 15, maybe 20 round bales on it this time. So at least that's what I'm hoping for. I think it'll make 15 pretty easy. I don't know about 20. 20 may be pushing it, but some of it's better than what you're looking at here. But you can look up through there. All the way up through there, it looks like this. Usually that hill's pretty thin, but it looks like that all the way up through there. So hopefully it'll do a lot better, and hopefully that disc can help it. But we'll know for sure whenever we start rolling it. But let's get after it. Ferguson 4707. Quite a few questions on how we're liking that tractor. Quite a few comments, which I'm glad, because I like answering comments and stuff. But I have gotten quite a few here recently asking about how we're liking that tractor. Like it. And that tractor is stout. The way it handles this 10-foot cutter, and these cutters ain't easy to pull. Both of them cut GMP. They're the exact same cutter. They're both GMP 800s. And they're both the G2, the newer model of the 800s. These cutters weigh, if I'm not mistaken, 1,400 or 1,500 pounds. And that's a lot of weight hanging 10 feet off the side of one tractor. Now they don't have to tote that whenever they're cutting, but when you pick the cutter up, fold it up or back up or something, whatever you need to do. That's a lot of weight hanging on one side of the tractor. And even with this big tractor, whenever you pick that cutter up, it'll pull that, it'll make this back tire on the right side, which is the side the cutter's on, it'll make it kind of squat a little bit. And that Massey Ferguson's the same way, but that tractor, like you just, when you pick that cutter up like that, it don't try to pick the other side up off the ground or anything. Like that Massey Ferguson 4707. And there's nothing that we've done with it that it couldn't do. The only thing we hadn't done with it yet was pull a 15-foot bat wing. But it really don't make sense to hook that tractor to that our bat wing whenever we can just hook it to this one and run it just fine. There ain't no sense in working that Massey Ferguson to death whenever we can hook it to this one. Which honestly, as good as that tractor pulls a round baler, I don't think you'll have any trouble whatsoever pulling the bat wing. Bat wing is, it's a Bushhog brand 2615 Legend, and it's heavy. It's a heavy Bushhog, but I still think if you needed to pull it with it, you could. That tractor rides good. It don't ride as good as this tractor does, but this one's got bigger tires on it, so that's gonna make it ride better. But this is a lot longer. This tractor's quite a bit longer too, so that makes it ride better too. That's all for this field. 6 acres down. It took us about an hour to cut it. We started at 7 and it's 8 o'clock now. But we're gonna go on to the next one.